Hey, what's up everyone? It's JR again from Holy Faith TV. I wanted to come on today and talk about my interview with Father Milan Radulovic, which occurred this past Sunday, and also my attendance at the Divine Liturgy of the Bulgarian Orthodox Church that he is the priest of. I thought it was a very good interview. Obviously, it's a learning experience. It was the first time that I actually sat down and did a sit-down interview with a priest on camera. So I'm a little bit rusty, and honestly, I didn't prepare at all. I just went in there and basically thought up the questions that I wanted to ask him within 2 or 3 minutes of actually turning the camera on. So I thought it went quite well, and obviously it was my first dry run, my first chance at actually doing it, and there's obviously lots of room for improvement. There's a room for improvement for sure with the light settings. I didn't realize until after I had shot the video that there was a shadow cast on Father Milan's face. So definitely each time that I either do a video or do an interview, I'll learn a little bit something from all those things. But that's the exciting thing about Holy Faith TV. So I'm totally learning this as I go along, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So it was a great time with Father Radulovic. Now, some of you may be asking out there, well, what's a traditional Catholic doing at an Eastern Orthodox liturgy and interviewing an Eastern Orthodox priest? And if you watch the interview, if you haven't watched the interview, I encourage you to go and check it out. It's on YouTube. It's up on our channel already. If you haven't watched it, I basically take the perspective of an Eastern Orthodox Christian asking him questions, because first off, Father Milan invited me over. We became friends on Facebook, and Father Milan invited me to come and talk with him, and I thought it was very kind of him to have me over, and very kind of him to let me film the entire liturgy. No questions asked about what I'm doing with it or whatnot. I gave him a brief outline as to what my intentions were with the video, and he was totally good with it. And so for that reason, when I want to be a good host, and I want to also be a good guest going into somebody else's church. So, you know, some of you may think, well, it's kind of odd that I'm asking these questions from an Eastern Orthodox perspective almost, but I felt it was appropriate for the interview. And you know what, I thought there was some really good information, that even though that it's from an Orthodox perspective, I thought there's some really good things that were said by Father Radulovic that apply also to Catholics. Obviously, I don't agree with every opinion of Father Radulovic, and I'm sure he wouldn't agree with many of my opinions, and that's fine, but that wasn't the scope of the interview, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I mean, Father Radulovic obviously is an Orthodox priest, and I'm a Catholic, but that doesn't mean that, as Father Radulovic was saying in the interview, that doesn't mean that we can't have a certain sense of fellowship and friendship. We can't share in Holy Communion, and we don't profess the creed with the exact same understanding, but we can be good friends. And I definitely came away with a sense of friendship from Father Radulovic. And you know what, I actually was invited back for an event in a couple weeks to make a special video, and if I have the free time, it's definitely something I'll consider doing, because Father Radulovic was very gracious to me and very kind. So I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. I'm looking at doing more of these in the future with different priests of on different topics. Some of the priests may be Novus Ordo. Some of the priests may be traditional Catholic priests. Some of the priests may be Orthodox. Some of them may be Eastern Catholic. And who knows? I mean, I could even broaden the scope from even there. I mean, we're going to stick to a traditional Christianity perspective when it comes to interviews, but we'll see what comes up. Not even necessarily clergy, for example. We may do laymen. That I've met quite a few interesting laymen. One gentleman actually is an Anglo-Catholic, so not one of the Catholics that are in the communion of the Anglican Ordinariate in the Catholic Church, but actually attends a High Mass Anglican church. Obviously, he calls himself an Anglo-Catholic. But I think that would be an interesting interview as well. And so I don't want anyone to be shocked. The point I'm trying to make is I don't want anyone to be shocked if I have non-Catholics on as guests on interviews, because there's sometimes something we can take away from them and learn from them. So it's not a bad idea to keep an open mind. I mean, I'm a traditional Catholic. I believe in the teachings of the Catholic Church, but that doesn't mean that we can't talk and have friendship with people that don't necessarily share our same creed. So once again, please check out the link on one of the end screens or up in the card and check it out. I hope you enjoyed the interview, and there's more to come. That's all for now.